and it clips on. It doesn't hurt. It feels maybe like a little pinch, and then I just hold it down there for a few seconds just to give the adhesive some time to stick, and pull it off, and there's my sensor. Hey guys, Mila Clark Buckley, the Hangry Woman here, and I'm so excited about today's video because I know that a lot of you have been waiting. I have also been waiting, but the Freestyle Libre 2 is here. It's been here for a little while, but what hasn't been here with it is the mobile app. And so today is a sensor change day for me. So I'm going to change the sensor that I currently have on my arm, and we're going to swap it out. We're going to put it on this other arm, and then we're going to start the sensor so that you guys can see the process of how to start it with your reader and then how to start it with your mobile app. So typically most of us who have been using the Freestyle Libre 2 have been using this reader. You have to charge it. You have to remember to take it everywhere with you. I plenty of times have forgotten my reader in the most important moments that I've needed. Luckily, I always carry backup supplies just in case, but it's just sort of annoying to have to remember to carry this all the time, especially when you're not used to it. I had finally gotten used to it, and then they released the mobile app, so now it's here and we can talk about it. I think one important thing to note about the mobile app is that right now, as of the time I'm filming this video, it's available for iOS. So Android users have let me know that they're not able to download it yet. I'm sure that it's coming. It's probably the same process and just getting it approved with the Google Play Store. But we have the iOS app for now, so something to look forward to. Before we get started, if you like videos about diabetes and living with diabetes, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I really, really appreciate that. You can also join my channel as a member, which you have a subscription and you get cool perks for being a member. I always appreciate that. And if these videos help you at all, that thumbs up and subscribe help this channel immensely. So with that, let's get to switching out our sensor. All right, so I have both my phone and the reader here. We're gonna be using both of these today, as well as my new Libre 2 sensor. So we're gonna start, like always, by taking off the little opening on the sensor. If that's ever broken, you don't wanna use that sensor. We'll open it up and all the normal stuff is in there. The instructions and safety information. This is where the needle actually lives in here, protects you from getting stuck. And then we have our Freestyle. So this sensor is actually in here. And so that's our applicator. That's how we're gonna apply our Freestyle Libre. And then we have our alcohol wipes. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do here, I have my old sensor and I'm just gonna take that off. So I kind of reach under with my nails to get under the adhesive and then pull it off. It doesn't hurt. I'll wipe that off later. That's the old sensor and it's kind of gross on the back, so I won't show you that. So I just throw that into here and then I'm gonna discard all of my materials with Sharps container mentality in mind. So I'm gonna put it into a Sharps container, make sure that it's in that heavy plastic, and then when it's ready to go out, I'll dispose of it properly. So if you have questions about how to dispose Sharps, like your insulin pen needles, your Freestyle Libre sensor, you can look that up. There are usually Sharp container information rules and restrictions per like jurisdiction and per state. So you can always look at that to see what your state says you should do with Sharps materials. We have the sensor pack here, and this is what the needle is actually inside of. We have our applicator here, and we'll get to those in just a second. And then we have our alcohol swabs. So I've taken a shower, which is great because it, I find, helps it last a lot longer. And then I have my damp alcohol swab, and I'm just gonna make sure my hair is moved out of the way because you don't want your hair to get stuck on where your sensor is gonna go. So I will just rub my arm with the first alcohol swab, and I do my whole arm area, not just the area that I'm gonna put my sensor on, because sometimes you kind of miss where you think you're gonna put it. And then I'll also do the second one. So I like to do them both Just make sure that I have extra sterilization. Make sure that I have just some like extra cleaning, even though I've showered. And then I'm gonna let this dry. So this is also another part of ensuring that your sensor sticks on for a long time. You wanna make sure that your arm is completely dry. So when you're doing this, just ensuring that all of the alcohol has dried. It dries pretty fast, but you just wanna make sure it's still a little damp on me. So I'm just gonna keep going until it feels completely dry. And that feels good to me. I don't feel like I have any alcohol left. So then I'm going to peel open my sensor pack. Just peels open like that, and I take the whole top off. You don't have to, it doesn't make a difference. I just do. I find that like more satisfying. And then you take your applicator, you twist it, and these two parts separate. And then you're going to place the sensor pack onto a flat surface. And you're going to align, you'll see there's like a little notch right here. And then there's kind of a little notch there in the middle here. So you're gonna align those two and then press down firmly. And that you'll hear a click, which is a normal sound. You'll pull it back up and you'll see that your needle is where it's supposed to be. So it's supposed to be in there with your adhesive, and your sensor is below that adhesive. So you can kind of put everything else to the side, and then you'll take your sensor. I like to hold it. It's kind of ergonomic here, so I hold it at the side so I get a good grip on it. So I put like, you know, my whole hand around it so I have a good grip. And then I find the place on my arm that I want to place it. So sometimes I do this in a mirror so I can just like make sure that I align it with my elbow and actually get it on the back of my arm. And then once I find my perfect spot, I'm gonna actually look in a mirror really quick. That always helps me. Okay, right here. Okay, I've got my perfect spot. And then I will just push down. And it clips on. It doesn't hurt. It feels maybe like a little pinch. And then I just hold it down there for a few seconds just to give the adhesive some time to stick, and pull it off. And there's my sensor ready to go, which is great and easy. Then I take my finger and I'll go along the adhesive just to make sure that this baby's stuck and that it's good, which it seems like it is on the skin really well. And then there you go, there's my sensor, back of my arm. Okay, now it's time to scan our sensor. And I think a really important thing to note about this is that for the Freestyle Libre 2, unlike 14-day, you cannot use the reader and the mobile app at the same time. So if you scan the reader first and then try and scan in the mobile app, it's going to give you an error message. With 14-day, you could scan with your reader first, and then you could scan with a mobile app and use both. So you kind of had a fail safe just in case your phone died or something happened, you wouldn't have to do finger sticks. It doesn't appear that you can do that in this first version of the app. Maybe that will change later, but right now that's not the case. So we're gonna go into the app now, and I am going to open it up, and it will give me the apply new sensor message. And so this is the message that it always gives you, tells you how to apply a sensor if you don't know how, but also tells you to go ahead and scan it. So then you can scan your new sensor. I also have to put it in front of my face so it catches the phone. So I'll tap scan new sensor, and then it'll tell me that it is ready to scan, ready to go. And so then I'll do my scan. So it tells you not to take high doses of vitamin C per day as an emergency message. It did that on the reader as well. And then it tells you when your sensor will be ready. It's about 60 minutes. So it has a 60-minute warm-up period where it won't give you any readings. And then after 60 minutes, it'll start giving you your first readings. So that's pretty much it. The app itself is very familiar. It's so similar to the 14-day app. It gives you a lot of the same information. It lets you set your high and low thresholds. And then the difference this time is that it lets you set high and low alarms as well as sensor loss alarms. So you're able to actually get alarms on your phone as long as you're connected to Bluetooth to be able to know what your numbers are without having to scan. So if you get out of your high or your low threshold, it's going to alert you and tell you that you have a high or low alarm. You can scan to see the number and see where you are, and then correct and do what you need to do as necessary. So that is the huge difference between the 14-day and the 2. And those alarms are awesome, really. They are so helpful. They just let you worry a little bit less, and you know that your phone is going to alert you anytime that you have that high alert alarm. So that's really cool to be able to do on this. Just note that if you turn off Bluetooth, you will not get the alarms. So Bluetooth needs to be enabled at all times to be able to get the alarms when you want to get them. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope that you're excited that the mobile app is out now for iOS. Hopefully the Android one comes out soon, or by the time I post this video, it's out. When they are both out, I will leave links to how to download both of them in the description box. For now, the iOS link is in the description box, and I'm excited for you to be able to finally use your Freestyle Libre 2 on your phone. This feels like the biggest game changer for me. Not that I've been frustrated, but it's just not my thing. Like, I don't like to carry around too many devices because I already have so much stuff that I have to remember to carry for diabetes anyway. And so having another device to have to charge and having another one to have to carry around, like, it was just annoying, really. Like, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, better than finger sticks still, but it was just, I don't know, not a habit that I had. So it was something that I had to keep remembering. And that actually was like kind of hard for me, which sounds dumb, but that's how it was for me. So, I think being able to have it on your phone, being able to have it conveniently, being able to have those high and low alert alarms is so important and is so helpful to just another step to getting rid of having to think about diabetes again in this other way. So it makes me really happy that this is something that's out. I'm curious about what you think and how you feel. So be sure to leave that down in the comments below. And again, if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I really appreciate you for taking the time to watch this. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. And I have my sensor on with my phone, yay.